What is up, everyone? Welcome to Now, Next, Never. I'm Nicole Casperson, and with me are my co-hosts Alana Sapparo and Zaid Admani. What is up, guys? How are we doing today? We're almost there. It's almost Friday.
Yeah. Hey, Nicole, doing real good, Got some great stories today. Talking Tesla. Tesla is still the king of EVs after revealing an amazing earnings report. We're also going to talk Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs is taking their employees' lunch money, bringing many employees harsh flashbacks of high school. Delano.
Hey, Zaid and Nicole. And last but not least, we have producer Danny V coming back at you with So That Happened. And this week, he's talking about leasing dogs. I have no clue what that means, but I'm excited to find out. So stick with us. Make sure you subscribe and like and hit that notification bell so you know every time we're going live. Let's get started right now.
All right. Teeing up the first story. So instead of using the teleprompter today, I have to read off my laptop because my teleprompter stopped working. But here we go. Tesla reported earnings. And beat expectations, guys. Revenues was $18.76 billion, which beat expectations of $17.8 billion. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, that I wasn't expecting this. The automotive gross margins jumped to 33%. That's a great shot right there of our real life Tony Stark.
It was live action. Yeah.
I know, exactly. It was live. It was actually like Elon Musk was the body double. And so yeah, Tesla reported 33% margins and profit of $5.54 billion. I mean, look, I'm just gonna turn it over to you, Nicole. What do you think? This is big. You used to report on the auto industry. Tesla's like actually producing some legit numbers, like shocking some people right now.
Yeah. I mean, they did great, I guess, and it's always good when you're beating expectations and earnings. And but Tesla, I feel like they're not even so sure if they'll keep reigning king in the long term. I mean, I guess it's common for a CEO and CFO to be on an earnings call and kind of be very cautiously optimistic, but Elon said that Tesla is confident it can grow at least 50% over 2021 numbers, but said that the company has lost about a month of build volume in Shanghai due to COVID shutdowns. They warned that customers ordering now are still facing really long wait lists and said that driving advancements that they've been working on, innovations, are taking longer than anticipated. So it wasn't all, rainbows and butterflies and happiness there, but the tone of voice was just slightly off. So it wasn't just full confidence. When you look at other car manufacturers like GM and their CEO, Barra, who is so confident and literally says things like, we are taking on Tesla, as we have reported on before, there's just that tone of voice that's different. So something to know and something to keep mind of. But I think that Elon's recent proposal to acquire Twitter was not discussed on the call whatsoever. So that just was disappointing to everyone. Maybe even more so than...
we wanted some more tea, right? We wanted to know what Elon was thinking about Twitter.
I know, right?
Yeah, Nicole and Zaid, I don't know. I think they're still going to be reigning for a lot longer. If you look at what Zaid mentioned, that margin, the record high margin for the company, which is really impressive considering all that Elon's been talking up until this earnings call, but cost pressures and how everything is much more expensive. So the fact that they were able to see record margin is impressive. And they're still growing faster. Like, we talk about the actual sales numbers and the actual automobiles being delivered, which they had 310,000 in the first quarter.
Look at that graph right there.
Yeah, that's an incredible graphic. They're growing super fast, not just compared to other electric vehicle manufacturers, but to just all automobile manufacturers. Their growth is super impressive. So even if Elon's busy tweeting about, his Twitter bid or, SpaceX stuff, they're still doing a great job running Tesla and ramping up production, which is hard to do for all automobile makers in this time, Zaid.
I mean, look, you guys know that I'm not the biggest Tesla fan, right? But even I have to sit back and be like, yo, this is actually pretty legit what they're doing. They're actually coming through. Tesla has starting to eliminate their debt. They have a pile of cash that they're sitting on. I think it was like $17-18 billion, approximately that much. So they're actually turning into a legit business. Their business is pretty healthy, or starting to become pretty healthy. It's definitely taken me. I mean, I'm surprised. I'm really surprised that they're headed in this direction. Obviously, Elon's still gonna make some crazy, what's the word? Crazy objectives of we're gonna have a self-driving taxi fleet by 2024. That's just Elon doing his Elon thing. It's probably never gonna come out. But the fact that their core business itself is doing pretty good, their supply chains look to be in better shape compared to other car manufacturers. I'm starting to like turn a little bit when it comes to like my my negative take on Tesla.
Yeah, we'll see. I'm still skeptical of their long-term value, but we shall see. Up next is Goldman Sachs. Well, wait a minute. Goldman Sachs is scrapping free lunches. And is that the end of the Great Resignation? Basically, the days of free lunch are over at Goldman Sachs because making six figures and working 95 hours a week means paying for lunch and getting back to the office and working for an institution that just makes the rich richer. The perks are getting scrapped as CEO David Solomon and other top execs will reportedly win a share of profits from the bank's private investment funds, a new payout that could shower Goldman's top executives with hundreds of millions of dollars in bonuses. And that is according to a report from the Wall Street Journal, but no free lunches for their workers. The global bank's leadership team is so out of touch here with their employees by requiring them to fully return to the office and taking away certain office perks, while David Solomon does his DJ thing and takes home a record pay. It is crazy tone deaf. The institution clearly has no intentions of changing to better fit employees' needs. They clearly learned nothing over the Great Resignation or the pandemic, but I don't think that the Great Resignation is over. 40% of workers are still trying to change jobs this year, and that is according to a study by Fidelity. Aside from money, the reasons for seeking a change were values-based, with stress levels and flexibility, and finding a job that better aligns with your personal values, as cited as a top reason. So whatever, Goldman Sachs, it's just like, I can't even hear. Like the fact that you're going to take away something from your employers while the people that sit at the top just take home, bonuses, millions of dollars in bonuses is like, I don't care what your reputation is, like that's dying anyway. So like, why even work there? I can't. I don't know. I see no value. What's the value to have Goldman Sachs on your resume? Like, please, no one cares about that anymore.
They do, Nicole. That's the reason why people still do it, right? Like I hate to break it to you, but that's why people still do it. People want the Goldman on their resume. And Delano, you're gonna get into this because you used to work at an investment bank, so I want to get like a little bit of your experience there. But like some from my friends that have worked at investment banking, they know what they're signing up for, Nicole. They know they're signing up for 100 to 110-hour work weeks. They know they're signing up for a grueling 3, 4, 5 post-college career. You know why they want to do that? Because they want to be the next David Solomon. They want to be the ones making the 20, 30, 40, 50 million dollars a year. There's like this, yeah, that's just the finance bro culture. They want to be part of that culture. And I don't know, it's not personally for me, but there is an allure to it. I kind of think of it as like the minor leagues, right? There's a lot of baseball players that are traveling in really bad conditions, making 30 grand a year to play baseball in really bad conditions, but they're still doing it, right? Because they want to make it to the big leagues to make the millions of dollars. I mean, I feel worse for them than I do for these Goldman Sachs employees. These junior employees know what they're getting into. They're working in an air-conditioned office in a very nice part, in Manhattan. They're gonna be fine. Yeah, they gotta suffer through some grueling weeks and years, but that's what it takes to become, that's what it takes to get the wealth that they're trying to get to.
Yeah, Nicole, I'll let you respond, Nicole, if you had one.
I mean, I was just gonna say, okay, no, I hear you. I don't love the messaging that it gives to other versions of workforces, right? Like you're really setting like a terrible standard. And if Goldman Sachs just wants to be like, hey, yes, we have this very I almost swore, but yes, like this is a terrible standard for how workers should be treated and how kind of just the disparities from the top and junior employees are, then whatever, like that can be their brand. But to kind of set this precedent is really not well. We have to stop perpetuating this like toxic work culture, or else it's just going to keep happening. Like I don't want to pass this down to like the next generation. So whatever. Apparently David Solomon does. And then he thinks that people like you say like, oh, well, these junior bankers, they want to be him one day. Like, but yeah, like he'll never let that happen.
If it impacted them getting good talent, they wouldn't do it. I promise you, if it impacted them getting like not getting good people, there's no way that they would be doing this. I think it's just they know it doesn't matter. And Delano, I want to hear from your experience. I don't think it really matters. They're still going to get a lot of candidates.
No, I just loved your debate. I think I kind of sit in between you guys because yes, I lived this experience, and you guys didn't compliment me on my Baker Bro outfit, so I'm mad at you for that. But I lived this experience, And I would say that I was Zayd at first. I really wanted to do this, and I was allured when I was coming out of my MBA program, but it was not great. I didn't like it. I didn't like the culture. I didn't like that I had to pay for coffee when I was there till like 12, 1 a.m. at night. And so I left really quickly. So I was on Nicole's side, like, why would you subject yourself to this? And why are, the top level managers subjecting, talent to this if they want to retain you? So I love the debate because it's really so hard. It's so individualistic when it comes to people making that decision.
Exactly.
Yes, well, to each their own, I guess. Different strokes, right, they say. Well, let's get into So That Happened and welcome producer Danny to the show. Very excited about this one. Sick graphic.
Oh, yeah. That's
nice. With Danny Vega. What is up, Danny?
What's up, guys? I'm actually feeling pretty good. I mean, I just found out that I have better perks than Goldman employees, so kind of
I drink coffee for free, so I'm just saying. I'm going to retire before anyone that works at Goldman Sachs.
That's what's up.
Anyways.
There we go. Well, guys, I'm excited, maybe / disappointed to tell you guys about this really bizarre story I found. A Massachusetts company was recently fined almost $1 million after it was caught leasing dogs. Monterey Financial Services, name of the company, hereafter MFs. So here's the deal. Dog leasing already sounds, pretty weird, right? Leases are kind of associated with apartments, cars. Do I really want a landlord for my corgi? No thanks. But this is kind of done. I was looking around. Renting a puppy for a day is a thing. For instance, there's a dog rescue in LA. They'll let you hike with a pup for a small fee. It's kind of a good thing. Money supports the org. Dog gets a workout and gets to be surrounded by Angelinos who describe themselves as spiritual and drink $40 of juice a day. But leasing just seems to go a little far. You're getting a contractual relationship that almost implies abandoning an animal, once they lose that new dog smell. That seems messed up. Like, oh, what are the lease end options for my dog? Can I upgrade my 2018 Shih Tzu to a 2022 Jack Russell?
Yeah.
So this is illegal, right? Like, this is not allowed?
Well, we'll get to it. It's kind of not illegal. In Mass, it is illegal. So that's kind of how MFs got busted. They went way too far. Top level view, they had a whopping $700K in outstanding debt, an average of $3,300 owed per lease. One story said the leases were 2 years usually, so that's a monthly dog due of around $140, which that's a pretty gnarly dog payment. But they also seemingly misled customers. One customer said that they were never told it was a lease, saying it was finance, which is like the dog grift equivalent of location. Get this, the customer said that when they defaulted, debt collectors demanded 13 grand. 13 grand or they'll repo your best friend, right? Like, who has the heart for this?
Yikes, that's scary.
There's so many things here. I mean, at the beginning, right, I'm like, oh, this is sweet. Like, this is a nice way to maybe if they're, especially if they're sheltered dogs that don't always get love and attention. But then but dogs, like humans, they're community-driven creatures. Like, they're meant for having a stability in their lives, and usually through their human connection with their owners. So that is a little sad on that end. And then the financing aspect, I can't even. What is that?
Predatory loan, and then that wasn't enough. A court document said that MFS called debtors way too frequently, so the courts also weren't happy about that. Where's our dog money, How did that go? Yeah, you want your best friend? Well, pay up. Can you imagine getting these calls all day? So answering your question more, Zayd, I couldn't find anyone kind of marketing this, which was kind of a good thing. I searched dog leases, so it doesn't appear to be prevalent, but it's only explicitly illegal in 8 states, including Mass, which I think is kind of surprising because in Mass, it's actually perfectly legal to act like someone from Mass. That's fine.
This sounds like a really bad startup idea, like a startup idea that there's a theoretical one that like a drunk startup idea, where someone has a conversation and bro, we should rent some dogs, and then you realize you shouldn't be doing this in real life.
Yeah, Uber for dogs. This is like the Uber for X days. Uber for dogs. Let's
gone too far,
man. I think Uber actually did this as an April Fool's thing one year, but it was real, and you could just get like a bunch of puppies sent to your house. One of the crowd sharing platforms did this, but it's zany in a bad way.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Now it's time for Fresh Mints. Here we go. Why
Fresh
are
mints.
Yeah, you might be asking, why are Gary Vee and Kevin Rose backing Moonbirds? Well, Kevin Rose made it and Gary Vee sees potential. Let's get into it. Headlines are blaring about a hot new NFT, Moonbirds. These digital owls are getting lots of hype, even if some of the organizers still seem to be struggling with how to spell your. They're not really, some of these tweets going out maybe need a spell check on that. But I get it. I don't know. This makes sense to me, guys. You know, owls are nocturnal. Many NFT collectors have never seen daylight. You know, it makes sense. But really, why are people buzzing about Moonbirds? Well, according to CryptoSlam.io, the project has generated more than 289 million worth of sales, making it the top-selling NFT collection over the 7-day and 30-day metrics they use. And it's also the group behind it, Proof Collective, okay? One of its co-founders includes Kevin Rose of Dig fame. Dig, if you remember, was Reddit before Reddit. Zaid knows.
Oh, yeah.
All right. I don't know if you guys remember this. Kevin Rose last reached viral popularity after yeeting a raccoon that was attacking his dog Toaster.
This was a while ago, right? I remember
this is in 2013.
Yeah.
So that was the last time I had heard of Kevin Rose doing something. He kind of became a viral hero protecting his dog. So anyway, he's back in the fold with a bunch of big names associated with Proof Collective. Gary Vee, Beeple, Justin Mazel. He's big in the NFT space. It's a veritable who's who. So had to do it. Joining isn't cheap. You can you can join the NFT collective, Proof Collective. That's got a floor price of over 100 ETH at current prices, you know, around 300 grand. And the Moonbirds themselves are selling for a minimum floor price of over 30 ETH.
It's at 30 now? Good God, man. That's crazy.
Wow.
I was staring at it at like 12 ETH over the weekend, and I'm like, oh, man, this is like, what is this going to be? And now it's at 30. God.
Very speculative, you know, not very, very speculative instrument here. NFTs are, you know, very high risk. So just pointing that out. Now, some are seeing this as a turning point for the NFT market as a means of startup fundraising. One tweeter opined that the founder's intent is to use the funds to build a project, saying that the founders aren't selling art and they're treating the money, you know, more as funds to do something. That may sound all well and good, but the SEC may be entering the chat. You know, certain crypto projects have been classified as securities, or at least looked at through that lens. And, you know, this can threaten their entire existence. That said, to me, the idea of regulators in suits having to look someone in the eye and saying, hey, this owl with rainbow eyes and fire hair, yeah, we're concerned. I'm concerned that it's a security. I mean, I'd pay $100 to see that interaction. I got to know how that goes down.
Yeah, actually, yes. What to be a fly on the wall on that one.
Right?
I mean, that is really cute, though. It's a solid JPEG right there.
Cute JPEG.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't really mind I don't really mind the pixel art. I'm not gonna lie. I think the pixel art is like somewhat timeless. So I don't really mind it. I mean, I obviously would not drop 30 G's or whatever on one of these, but the art's not bad.
I will say, have you ever seen like in-person NFT digital art? It is very cool, and it is worthwhile. I don't know. I've never paid that much money for anything, but
So like just like a painting?
No, it's a digital painting, Zaid. Okay, wait. It's not a digital painting. It's digital art, i.e., like imagine that image, but like blown up in like a screen image that you would put up on your wall as art.
Yeah, I think if NFTs can land.
I'm just like, you can just like print this out, right? A high quality JPEG, send it to
He's like, don't get that
CVS, print it out, and then hang it up. I've done that before.
I've always felt if NFTs could come up with an implementation, you know, that you could be like, nobody else can view this high res version of this, and then you could have that on a display. So I definitely see that on Nicole, but I wanted to back you up on this, say that, you know, pixelated art, it's not my cup of tea, but you could make the argument, you know, I remember learning about pointillism, Seurat. I'm going to drop Seurat right now. Remember that guy? He did the little points and the person by the lake. It's a famous piece of classical art. It's just made of lots of little dots. You know, there's some precedent in the art world for, you know, using tiny dots of color and that creating timeless art.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah, I need to look. I need to touch up on my art history because did not pay attention in that class. I'm not gonna lie.
Neither did I.
Maybe some of the people who studied art history in school can find a second wind in NFT curation. You never
I'm
know.
sure.
Can you imagine? That's what's going to be like the next wave of education. Is like, you know,
NFTs.
yeah, get your NFT art degree.
My kid is in high school.
History of NFTs.
Yeah, my kid is going to be in high school in 2030. And she's like, all right, my senior elective, I'm taking NFT history. Dad, tell me about Bored Apes.
Right.
It's like, oh my God.
I'm like taking the economics of crypto. That's like what kids are going to learn. Tokenomics.
Son, you're studying to get an MBA to work at Goldman Sachs. You can't even get coffee there. Why don't you focus on something more practical? Let's get you an art history degree. Let's do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
The days of finance degrees being it are done. Oh man.
I just give them credit. You know, I was happy to see an owl instead of another monkey. So that's my final word, and that's been Fresh Mint. It's great to see you guys. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, Danny, for joining. Bye.
See you, man.
Yeah, so let's now close things out with some of our favorite stories that we have seen come through the pipe lately. What's up?
Yes, I'll go first. Hedge fund billionaire Bill Ackman lost $430 million on his Netflix investment, and it only took him 3 months to do it. So our boy Bill invested $1.1 billion in Netflix stock back in January. Maybe he just really likes Squid Games. I don't know. But as we know now, if you're following the show, please like and subscribe. As you know now, Netflix stock has tanked this week after they released their Q1 earnings. Bill Ackman cutting his losses, selling all of his shares for a $435 million loss. This dude lost 9 figures in under 90 days.
Yikes.
And he's known, and Bill Ackman is known for being a home run hitter. He's trying to hit home runs. He's taken a lot of L's in his career, but he's also hit a lot of home runs too. So this is going to go down into his loss column.
Yeah. Sticking with the hedge fund theme, guys. So the hedge fund that was betting against GameStop and lost millions is asking its clients for more money. Yeah, that's right. Melvin Capital, they're kind of seeking a do-over, and they're unwinding their current fund with plans to start a new fund from their clients with more capital. So this fund is actually supposed to have some benchmarks where they act to return the invested capital before they take any of the investment. And this fund that they're unwinding was down about 21% at the end of this first quarter. Yeah, they got squeezed, and now they're trying to get a do-over, guys. I don't know. I don't know what I think about
Capital, that. Man, they are just a laughing stock.
They are.
Yikes. Well, for me, don't be too shocked when I say this, guys, but banks are falling flat when it comes to customer experiences. And a lot of it has to do with simple communication. There's a study from J.D. Power that serves as a reminder of financial technology's huge opportunity to bring better experiences and equity to financial systems. The survey basically says that banks are missing the mark when it comes to making their customers feel supported as more people are feeling financially stressed out. Satisfaction scores are the lowest for helping retail bank customers save time or money, which is literally the 2 key priorities for everyone. Although customers who pay bank fees, like overdrafts or low balance fees, are 3 times more likely to consider switching banks, 61% either don't know how or are unsure whether their bank has made any changes to their overdraft fee policies. So pretty notably, many banks are trying to introduce fee relief plans this year. They're trying to scrap some of those overdraft fees, which I frankly believe are very messed up. So we'll see how that turns out. But at the end of the day, these customers simply don't know, and they want to be communicated with.
100%. Yeah, that is such a big issue.
I know, so crazy. Anyways, thank you, J.D. Power, for that study. But that does it for our show today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and we will see you tomorrow when it's Friday.
We out. Hey, thanks for watching, everybody. Be sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and be sure to tune in tomorrow.